There's a place on Earth where the war never truly stopped. A 250-kilometer stretch of land filled with landmines and fences. Soldiers on both sides staring across a line drawn 70 years ago. On one side, the South, rich, democratic, and open to the world. On the other, the North, isolated, nuclear-armed, and ruled by one family since 1948. This is Korea. The guns went silent in 1953, but peace never came, and the reason why tells us everything about the world we live in today. For 35 years, Korea wasn't even free. From 1910 to 1945, Japan ruled the peninsula as a colony. When Japan lost World War II, the Allies had to decide what to do with Korea. The solution was quick and dangerous. Divide the country in half. The Soviet Union would control the North, the United States, the South. What was meant to be temporary became permanent. Two governments emerged, two ideologies, one border that would change the world forever. June 25th, 1950. Before sunrise, 75,000 North Korean soldiers crossed the 38th parallel. Tanks roll south. Seoul falls within 3 days. The United States reacts fast. President Truman calls it a test for the entire free world. Under the United Nations flag, 16 countries join the fight. The North receives weapons and support from the Soviet Union, and soon, hundreds of thousands of Chinese soldiers join in. What began as a civil war becomes the first major battle of the Cold War. By 1953, more than 5 million people are dead, over half civilians. Cities lie in ruins. Families are torn apart. Yet the front line barely moves. July 27, 1953. An armistice is signed. The fighting stops, but peace never arrives. A new border, almost identical to the old one, is created. Between them, a demilitarized zone. It's one of the most militarized places on Earth. The agreement was supposed to be temporary until a peace treaty was written. But 70 years later, that treaty still doesn't exist. Today, nearly 28,000 US troops remain in South Korea, a reminder that the war never truly ended. The armistice didn't bring peace. It created two very different worlds. In the South, US aid and global trade helped rebuild. Within decades, South Korea transformed from poverty to powerhouse, a democracy built on innovation. In the North, Kim Il-sung built a totalitarian state centered on loyalty, fear, and isolation. When the Soviet Union collapsed, North Korea lost its main supporter. But instead of opening up, it turned inward, developing nuclear weapons to guarantee survival. Its first nuclear test came in 2006. Every missile test since is a reminder that the Korean War never ended. Meanwhile, the US presence in the South continues, a key part of its Indo-Pacific strategy. And China still sees the North as a useful buffer against Western influence. The Cold War may be over, but on the Korean peninsula, it never left. Here's the quiet truth. The Korean War never ended, because the world still benefits from it. For the US, it justifies a strong military footprint across Asia. For China, it provides a shield between its border and American troops. For Russia, it remains a pressure point against the West. If peace came tomorrow, alliances, trade routes, and strategies would all shift. So the world accepts the frozen war, because stability, even if tense, feels safer than change. It's a chess game where the pieces never move, but the players still watch.